This is Curtis at Ace Bread Studios coming at you. No sports talk on this draft day weekend. What's going on? Talking about the Bears. The Bears got aggressive and made some good moves. Now, I'm a Fins fan, but there's certain teams in the NFL, it just doesn't feel right unless they're succeeding. Growing up, older dude, growing up in the late 70s and 80s, the Bears were something special. I mean, I loved my Dolphins. Dan Marino, and I took over, and it was just, it was great to be a Fin fan, but you always loved the Bears. I mean, how couldn't you love Ditka, Perry, McMahon, and of course, running back was my thing. Came into football because of Larry Zonka. I love the running back. But as much as I love Zonka, he's nothing compared to Walter Payton. Walter Payton was the idol of everyone I knew. So even though the Bears weren't my team, I was happy to see him to win a Super Bowl. I was happy to see him lose against the Dolphins, of course, for the loss of that perfect season. But I was rooting for them. Refrigerator Perry. I remember I had a friend, and he had all the toys. He was the guy who had all the toys. Parents always bought him toys, And I remember he had he took his G.I. Joe figures and he had to send a special deal and he got Refrigerator Perry, the G.I. Joe figure, Refrigerator Perry. And we all came over, we looked at it, and it was like, oh man, you're so lucky. Refrigerator Perry. I still remember going in, still disappointed that Walter didn't get a touchdown run on that Super Bowl that Perry did. But, the Bears were the Bears. They're classic. They're, and it was really for, obviously a lot of these old teams, as we moved into the new millennia, they haven't been doing good. Dallas, Miami, the Bears, these classic teams have been left out. And so I enjoyed some of the moves you made. Now, I'm not saying, there's all kind of talk about Fields, but it was an aggressive move to go up there, to get him. And I think at the end of the day, that was a great move. But I like their second aggressive move even more. Because the reality is, Fields might not pan out. Your whole regime might be fired right today, and they're going to go maybe get another quarterback. Or he could rise up, save this regime, and be excellent. But the move up to get Tevin Jenkins, I thought was so good. To me, he was underrated. I wanted my Dolphins to take him. I wanted my Dolphins to take him at 18. It was probably a little high. I understand all that. And, 36 would have been a real great spot. But when you watch this kid play, it makes old guys like us who remember the game being super physical, or people who are very, very, very committed to physicality. It just makes you it makes you feel young again. And watching the way Jenkins run blocks, his physicality, and his great footwork, I think it was like 1,100 and something snaps. He lit up 3 sacks. This kid is a steal. He's going to be around. I mean, maybe some people say that he's a guard and he can't work on the outside. I could see some credence to that. But I think the situation that he's in right now, with you guys, with that, you have a pretty solid line where he could actually start out as guard, get his feet under him, just like plenty of great Larry Tunsil started off at left guard and then he moved out, and look how his career went. So I think it's a perfect situation for him, and this kid is a hit. Now, a lot of talk about Fields. He was battling, they found out later on, he was battling epilepsy, and then there's all kind of concerns about whether he can go through reads. But when, really look at the analytics, Mac Jones, who was considered the smart guy, was one of the highest, if not the highest, going to his first read. And Fields was one of his highest going down his reads. And then there's all kind of talks. I didn't really do this film study on it, how the scheme itself depended on deep throws and middle throws. It really wasn't giving them a lot of short stuff, and so that compromised some of the stuff. However, you look at it, the kid runs 4.4. And now he's going to get to sit. You have Nick Foles right there. who I was very surprised when I've, Nick Foles is Nick Foles. You watch him beat the Patriots, which was a beautiful thing. All this, he's 6'6", 243. I was like taken back by his size. But anyway, Justin Fields can sit there. And the fact that they've got this kid and he's not expected to do much of anything. If he comes in, that'd be great. If he blows the doors off things, that could be great. But he's going to get an opportunity to sit back. And now, with the addition of Tevin Jenkins and a quality line, I mean, Cody Whitehair, there was some injury issues or whatever, but seventh best at the center position and in a tremendous run blocker, which is what again, it goes back to Bears football, running the ball. You have an excellent run blocking line, and Tevin Jenkins fits in there like hand to glove. I'm so jealous. I wanted him on the Dolphins so bad. Mommy picked the tackle. I don't know if I'm equally as excited. But then you have Effetti, who's the right tackle, ranked 35th overall. I could see Jenkins moving out to his position down the road. And then you got Charles Leno Jr., who's 28th ranked overall, and he is a very good run blocker as well. Alex Barr is your left guard. He was hot and cold, but it's only his second year. He was drafted in 2019, 6'6", 310. He's that left guard type. His real job is to pass block. Maybe Jenkins could take his spot and he could slide over to right. Right guard is usually easier. In many schemes, the right guard gets more help from the center. I don't know how it goes. But when you look at the totality of your line, it is good. And now with the addition of Jenkins, it is one excellent run blocking line. And it's the perfect setup for Fields to get his shot. And maybe Foles to keep the starting job and do something this year. I mean, if Foles can stay in there and he can grab the reins and he can get 9, 10 wins maybe, and this regime can stay here and then reset themselves the next year with Fields, I think that would be the best case scenario, But Allen Robinson, 5th best, 6'3" as a receiver. That's a great asset for Fields or Foles, either way how you put it. Thin at the tight end position, a little thin at the tight end position. I haven't really studied out your offensive scheme, so maybe that's not a focus. But David Montgomery, 18th best running back in the league last year, 5'10", 222. Bringing Jenkins in is going to take this kid up even higher. It's going to bring him, I'd say, 4 or 5 spots up. I mean, as long as Jenkins plays like he did last year. And so you guys have a decent offense. Just the addition of Jenkins, I think, really is going to help you out. Hopefully Foles can stay healthy, create some stability. Hey, maybe Fields comes up and shows that, hey, I'm the guy, and takes it. So, but again, you got the Bears were based on run and defense. And that's where you guys are heading back to the past. And, the only thing I'm concerned about is your secondary. And you've really used all your picks to get Fields and to get Jenkins. You kind of negative picks until tail end of the draft. So something, the cornerback situation has got to be resolved or it's going to be a thorn in your side. Allen Robinson was drafted in 2019, 84th best cornerback overall. Maybe he can take a step forward. The corner position is notoriously difficult to get your feet underneath you when you come in from college. So sometimes it takes 2 or 3 years, sometimes 4, really just to understand, because there's so little nuances, little bits can actually leave you totally exposed. And once you get that, so maybe he could take a step forward. Tashawn Gibson, safety, 18th ranked overall. Quality safety, one of the better safeties in the league, but 2012 he was drafted, sort of getting long in the tooth. So very good. I love the moves up, but the secondary, I mean, it's going to be very difficult to have a really high quality season, But that secondary is going to look a little bit exposed. But with the front that you got, I mean, Roquan Smith looks like he's coming into his own finally. He had a tough year or two, but he looked like he really improved last year. Your front with Mario Edwards, third best in the league, quality player. Keem Hicks, he's dropped a little bit. He's down around 49th, but 6'5", 322, still a quality player. Not that a dominating beast he used to be, but still a good player. Nichols, good quality depth to rotate. And then, of course, you got Khalil Mack. I mean, Khalil Mack is still a phenomenal piece to that puzzle. So this front, you got Quinn, Borders. These are good players on the edge. Maybe this pressure can alleviate some of the secondary issues. But for the future, Justin Fields brings possibility. How long has it been since just think about it. As a Dolphins fan, I haven't seen good quality quarterback play. Fitzpatrick, I would agree, was quality quarterback play for a short period. But really not since 1995. Marino retired in 99, so it's been almost 30 years. But for you guys, you got to go back way more than that. McMahon was McMahon, entertaining and all that, but this could be the opportunity to have a real Pro Bowl quarterback in Chicago. And it was a move that had to be made. Maybe it doesn't work out, but it was the right move. Tevin Jenkins was the right move. Limited picks this draft, but they were the right moves. So congratulations, Bears fans. You have to be happy. I know, there's concern, what if Fields doesn't pan out, but you got to stick with the hope. Their hope is there. At least one of these players is going to turn out to be great for you, and the opportunity. So congratulations. The NFL 2021 draft is pretty much in all reality over for you as all the blue chips are gone. But what a draft it's been for you so far. So I'm hoping to bring you back to relevancy. I hope you get back there. I hope things go well. See you next time. This is Curtis at Ace Bread Studios. Hope you enjoyed this little show. If you liked what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. And please, comments really do mean the most. I answer pretty much all of them. Get to all I can. I like to hear what you have to say. Take care. Enjoy the rest of the draft.